an American capitalist president going out, and we have a senile pedophile coming in.
We've got two pedophiles up there.
We have two pedophiles.
We got two pedophiles.
All right.
We've got one leaving and we got one entering.
Okay, how?
Okay, wait. Yeah, okay, so all these women that came out and said that Trump touched them inappropriately, correct? You guys are so quick to scoot that under the rug or say that it's fake, right? Listen, hear me out. Listen to me. Say that it's fake. Hey,
a lot of people say like, "Oh, it's false."
There was children that came out and their parents got paid hush money.
Ask us.
No, hear me out.
I'll straight up tell you.
Hear me out, but you'll say that that's not true. But
let me go ahead and respond to it.
No, hold on, I'm not finished. Joe Biden's coming in, and you guys are saying that he's a pedophile.
You would be hard pressed, to find any man with any age. I'm saying 60 plus. That had not in the prime of his youth that could run for president of this country, especially. Put everything else aside, we'll just talk about running for president. That hasn't said inappropriate things to females at a party or in passing by. Or
I respect women.
And that's the messed up part. A lot of men have.
I respect women.
Affairs with people. You know what I'm saying? So, and if people think like Barack Obama didn't do that shit, that motherfucker was in the cut in Chicago.
Right, but that's them.
Doing whatever
everybody's different.
But the point is that it's everybody.
Okay, but that's the thing that like people who like it's like this.
It's not about disrespect.
It's like
I'm just saying.
All men are the same.
I'm just saying I don't.
No, they aren't. But like that's what I'm
party.
saying. You say like Obama probably would have done that thing, but here's the thing. Trump showed that years and years ago, like, oh, I paid porn stars to have sex with me, or I have sex allegations.
Nothing wrong with them.
But listen, that's not what I'm saying. He now, as president, has stated stuff in the press or something, or on when he goes to his rallies, like, oh yeah, I would date my daughter. Like Obama never did that stuff. The only reason I don't believe he did that as a young age, or even in his 20s or 30s or something, the only reason I don't agree with you on that is because people show their true colors. Like when you're young, like I was 15, I met a dude. He kind of was like, oh yeah, I would beat a woman. Years later, come down the road, he beat women. That's because they say stuff like that. The simple stuff they say or do in their past comes out in the future, and they end up doing stuff like that. And that's what Trump did, though.
Okay.
He
so
literally would agree to it.
I do. Okay, but like I said, you'd be hard pressed to find someone who ain't like that, who's never done no discretions whatsoever. You know what I mean?
I got lucky then.
I mean,
what did I get lucky about?
I don't beat women.
It did. I'm not saying that's not. I'm not saying that. No one knows that he put it. We're talking about inappropriate things that he says or whatever to women.
That was just a joke.
But the thing is that if you're going to be hard pressed to find it, and whatever his ass did in the fucking past, I've seen him. I mean, I know people knew who Trump was.
But
the black community embraced Donald Trump.
But there's people
before he got president.
There's people and there was parents that came out, and there was actual cases of Trump paying hush money, like not hush money, but paying it off.
That's bullshit. Okay. That's the shit that social media puts out there. Because you could put anything out there. You know what's scary? Pretty soon, the only thing that you won't be able to find no factual information on Google.
All right.
What you'll get is whatever the fuck the left tells you they want you to think it is. This is how history happened, and this is the way we want you to perceive it, and that's what you're going to do. Okay. That should be the real topic, because there's no real racism, feminism. Women can still fight
there's
for
no
their
what?
rights.
There's no real
systemic racism in this country.
Oh, okay. Well,
there hasn't been no system. Look,
how?
I'll explain. We had a black president for 2 terms.
Okay.
He was not solely, the black community did not carry him to the presidency on their own.
A lot of more people that are people of color actually voted that year, though.
Did he?
So
yeah, because a person of color was running.
Therefore they didn't vote before that, and they didn't vote now.
Statistically speaking, there was more people that voted black in this year's election than there ever has.
Because they hated Trump and they wanted him out of office.
But it brought him to vote. Did it matter?
That is the reason why.
But the point is that
true.
As many white people voted for Barack Obama as they were black people.
Well, Barack Obama,
he run on hope and change.
But at the same time,
you were young. 12 years ago, you were young.
I know.
But at the same time, it's proven that President Trump done more for black Americans than Obama ever did.
And that's a fact.
That's a guaranteed
fact.
That's
a fact.
Well,
I don't care. Like, they want to pay. I get it.
Go down there where they live and ask them what they've done.
Okay, but
versus what Fox News has told you.
The black unemployment is down by over 3% in the United States.
Right. So there's more job openings for fast food restaurants.
It was up 12% under Obama.
It's physically proven that
in this country, the minimum wage to actually live is $15 an hour, and that is proven. Yes, that is proven.
Hang on, go back. So like you were saying that,
but you can't live off $15 an hour in California
even if you did start make fast food jobs, okay? They were still jobs, but I'm gonna do you one better.
And you're still getting your money.
Guess what?
Still getting your money.
So I'm not shitting on the progressive left, the Democrats at the party right now. They got rid of those fucking jobs.
Right.
They allowed the shutdowns. They've caused all this shit to where small businesses are now to be. Can you imagine having your own bakery? We'll say coffee shop. Okay, started it 20 years ago. You and him did. You said, this is our dream. This is what we're going to do. And you work at it for 20 years. And you have a steady flow of customers. You make good profit. You can drive a new Mercedes. You can go on vacations.
Okay.
Your life's good.
Okay.
Okay. The protests happen. COVID happens. Well, we got to shut you down. Shut the doors. You can't dine in. You can't serve people. Some areas you can't even open your doors.
Because in the last 20 years, I didn't have a pandemic surrounding my business.
People are not taking it seriously. But that's the drastic measures
I got to put this in here. I was looking up statistics the other day. I'm big on statistics.
God, I'm going to throw it out there.
This.
Scam fucking
demic. Did you know that in 2020,
don't take that fucking vaccine.
We've got
97% chance it causes your ass to be sterile. Not if you ever want a kid. You better listen. You better listen to people.
We've got 49,000 less deaths in 2020 than we had in 2019 in the United States with a pandemic. How does that work?
There's just not enough people taking it seriously.
Because when these people died, they literally told the hospitals not to label it as COVID death. They literally told them to label it as something else.
There was no COVID in 2019.
Yeah, I know.
We're 49,000 deaths shy of last year's number at the same time, which means that
Trump
with
actually
COVID,
did his job, he would have 200,000 more votes. But oh wait, those people died.
Okay, so how did he not do his job?
Oh no, I'm not saying it's a Trump thing. I'm just saying it.
Well, he kept calling it a hoax, and then ends up getting it and had to get a vaccine for it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, you're not contradicting what I'm.
You're not.
What
I'm
saying is
account the
we
recovery
have
rate.
less deaths this year than we had last year.
Well, the year's not over yet.
With a pandemic.
Okay,
how is that possible?
Well,
I swear.
The thing about the coronavirus is the only people that's really susceptible is people that have a weak immune system, such as older people, kids,
COPD, heart problems, whatever.
Yeah. So if we contract it, it's honestly nothing to us.
Okay, hold up. It's flu season right now. It's flu season right now.
Right, and that's going to kill people anyways. People die from the flu every year.
When you get the flu, if you have underlying health conditions, it can exacerbate those and kill you too.
Hey,
okay,
but I tell this story a lot. I like telling the story, but
they don't count flu deaths now.
I have a guy. I had a guy working for me. His name was Benny, Amish feller. So they drove buggies, the horses, the whole shebang. There's this humongous creek where they live at, and they call it something like Calf Creek or something, but that's beside the point. But his uncle came to their house, and when they left, they actually flipped because the creek was up during all the floods we had, and it killed.
This isn't a buggy, a horse and buggy.
Yeah, a horse and buggy. It killed him, the wife, and the 2 children. So
now, did you hear the story? There was an Amish couple, and they wrecked in a creek.
Right, and Benny is
they
the
all
next
drowned
of kin,
and died.
so he gets the death certificates.
Okay.
So he brought the death certificates to work to show us these 4 people drowned in a creek.
Because they were trapped under the buggy.
And the state medical examiner put COVID
on
all 4 of their death certificates.
That's fucked.
So
you know why?
That's just proof. And there was a guy at Louisville that wrecked his Cessna. The little bitty airplanes that they fly around. It's a pretty good-sized jet-looking thing. But he flew a damn Cessna right into a guy's damn barn and died. And they wrote that down. And they actually put it on as COVID.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. A lot of people are dying of cancer or something. They put COVID.
Well, they use coronavirus and COVID-19 interchangeably. Those terms should not be able to be used interchangeably. They're 2 totally different things. Coronavirus is basically your common cold. That's what coronavirus is. Everybody, if you get tested, especially with our environment, you want to take everything into play. We pretty much got the sniffles or some sort of cold. So you've got a 90% chance that you're going to test positive when you go get tested for COVID because they test for coronavirus. COVID-19 is a strain. They can't use those terms interchangeably. You'll see some places they'll say deaths by coronavirus is this, deaths by COVID-19 is this. They're the same numbers, but they use them interchangeably. Yeah. It's the fuck with us when we see shit on the TV. But everybody pretty much has coronavirus. You've got coronavirus. If you've ever had a cold, pretty much,
I do believe it's real. Okay, I do believe it's real only because it is a sickness. You know, what I mean, like it's not. You don't say the flu's not real because it is
that's
real.
The thing. Every year, there's usually a new strain of flu. It mutates when it goes through a population. It starts here and it goes through this 323 million or whatever we have in this country, goes through our whole population. When it comes out at the end, it's going to be mutated. It's going to be a different strain. Mm-hmm. So every year we pretty much have some different strain of flu. Well, they've cut that out. So they don't tell you about flu deaths and all that stuff anymore because they use that as COVID. So if you go get tested, you're probably going to test positive. Now, do you have COVID-19?
No. Well, I do believe that. I do believe that it is real. I just don't believe like the deaths they put. How many people have actually died? How extensive it may actually be. Because we thought he had it back in February. We thought he had it back in February because he had gotten the flu.
We got sick last November.
But he said that he had never felt that he goes, I've had flu before, but this one feels like so much more. I do believe it's real. The only reason I take precaution is because of my grandparents. Because even if they do get sick, they could get more. They could get sicker than what I could just be thrown up. They could have more.
That's how they play everybody. They tell them the old people are the most susceptible. That puts fear in the community. What do? We fucking rip our shirts open and we go and save our grandparents, right? You know, it's like fucking titty. Superman, dude. I'm Mama Pop ain't going there.
I do be loving some titties.
That's what they do, you know? And it's sad. It's sad because now, you know, it's like we gotta protect our loved ones. You know? What do? And then you're just going to blindly go in and take a fucking vaccine?
Hey, not me.
You know?
I don't take no flu shot. So you think I'm going to take a coronavirus shot?
No,
baby.
We were checking out the...
You can't do it. But you will do it.
I just didn't want to say it.
Hey. They'll make you do it.
They're going to have to find me.
Listen,
I'm off the grid.
If Biden sits in office on January 20th, 2021, the world as we know it has changed forever. And you will take a vaccine or you won't eat.
To whomst?
Who?
That's the way it's going to be.
I'll steal from
You won't
Walmart.
be able to do shit if you don't take the vaccine.
Well, I mean,
you think for a second that I don't know anybody that's died from COVID. I don't know anybody that's had COVID and been in the hospital.
There's been a few people that have supposedly died in Florence.
Okay. You know, I know a lot of people that say they knew somebody, but I don't actually know anybody that can say, hey, my brother or my sister, my aunt, my uncle, my wife.
My coworker's great-great-grandma died. And it's like,
twice removed shit, and it's like, what? Yeah.
But, I mean, in reality, it's a scare tactic. Wear these masks. Exactly. Cover up your face. Go into the grocery store. Stay 6 feet apart.
Yes, but it's supposed to help.
But
condoms aren't 100% perfective.
If it's as deadly as what they say, to the point to where the world needs to be vaccinated against it, then you explain to me how come you can go into a restaurant, you walk through the door, you have your mask on until they sit down, and then you can take your mask off. So the fucking virus knows what I'm eating. You know, it's got proper etiquette.
Yeah,
not from the right.
I get. I mean, like the one people that I really don't understand are the people that actually don't vaccinate anybody in general, like their kids, like non-vaccine or whatever, anti-vax or whatever people. That doesn't make sense to me because it's like, oh, but do you vaccine your dogs? Well, yeah, because I don't want them to get disease. Well, yeah, you shouldn't get disease either.
Vaccinations have worked so far, and
that's why I would rather.
There's a few new vaccines that's came out, like that one that they urge kids to get when they're a teenager for HPV.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
That one.
You know what we should do? You know what they should do? They should give they should give that vaccine for coronavirus or COVID. They should give it to politicians. And if it works, they can give the rest. They can give it to the rest of America. But if it doesn't work and they die, a country will be safe.
But they won't. They have to. Okay. Here's a little conspiracy. So there's Moderna and Pfizer are the two companies that's producing the vaccine. So one of them, Pfizer's vaccine has to be kept at 94 or 97 negative 94 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right.
Okay.